You may recognise our next guest from his days acting on shows like Hey Dad and the Henderson Kids. But when it comes to training greyhounds in this state, he's a relative newcomer. And during the week, we caught up with Paul Smith.
I had my trainer's licence about 20 years ago, a dog called Touch a Star. I think we had 15 starts with him. We won 11, including Vic Peters finalist and place getter in the Group 1 final. And I got very attached to the dog, and he hurt his wrist, so I gave training away for a long time.
Smith has mainly concentrated on breeding and owning for the last 10 years, but since moving to WA, he has returned to training and has set up a kennel on an old horse property in Gnangara.
I think in the end I decided that I wanted to train my own dogs, and to do that you need space. So 20 years since I trained a dog, so I had to come out here and had no electricity in the shed, no water, and no paddocks and no straight tracks. So yeah, we're nearly there.
Punk Time has given Smith the perfect start in WA.
Punk Time coming at it quickly. Taily Bond, Punk Time, the Tasmanian makes it 3 in a row.
Yeah, won our first 3 or 4 of our first 5. Yeah, she's a real good bitch ability-wise, but she lacks box manners, so she probably won't make it through to top grade. A dog like Bertie Sinette's another dog I've had recently join my kennel. You know, he's got the box manners, he's got the ability, and he might go all the way. So in the end, I suppose through my connections, I'm getting my hands on some good cattle, and hopefully we'll get the right results for them too.
Of course, before he was involved in greyhound racing, Smith was a TV heartthrob.
It's probably breaking the law, you know. Still want to be in it?
Yeah. How did you get involved in the acting side of things?
I was at high school, my first year of high school, and they were auditioning for a film around the states of New South Wales looking for kids to audition, and I auditioned so I could get over English and maths for the day. That's how it started. Kylie's obviously needs no introduction. She's gone on to bigger and better things. Ben Mendelsohn's been a star now for quite a while, and Nadine Garner, who played my sister's, currently the star of the new ongoing City Homicide, I think it's called. Yeah, and so everyone's kicked along quite well from that show.
How big was the fame at that stage? How big did it get?
Oh, I don't know. What do you measure it against? There's times where obviously people recognise you, and boyfriends want to come across the street and start fighting with you. I suppose that's enough for no particular reason. I didn't mind the autographs and that sort of stuff, but just wasn't for me in the end. I'd been in the film industry since I was 13 up until about 23, 24. I'd done about 16 or 20 shows, and once some of those shows started to attract media attention, I really wasn't interested in that side of it. So, if I have any interest from here on in, it'll be behind the camera.
After leaving acting, Smith moved to Tasmania and pursued his passion for greyhounds.
My initial interest was breeding. Teddy Medhurst used to train pretty much all of my dogs down there, so that's a pretty good connection to have. His wife Claire, Gary Gregg, who's come over and raced a dog here, Shane and Gavin Whitney, who've come over and won the Interstate Challenge and had a crack at the Galaxy. And they missed this year. That's about all they've missed, with Chinatown Lad and Fallen Zorro and Gary Johnson over there. And I've probably got connections from New South Wales and Tasmania, so they've come in handy.
Oh, absolutely. And knowing those people making the transition from being breeder owner to trainers obviously been helpful.
Yeah, the industry generally will tell you that you can't do both. Well, my interest is really in breeding. I'm training because I think I'd just like to give my dogs every opportunity to perform at their best, and I enjoy it.
Smith came to WA because of the strength of the industry here.
I thought, well, if I want to get into greyhounds, I may as well be where the money is, and where the nation's really looking at the moment. So West Australians come ahead in leaps and bounds. So I set the foundation down here.
With 9 greyhounds, several brood bitches and litters on the ground to look after, it's a good thing that Smith and his wife are helped out around the kennel by a Kelpie greyhound cross called Ranger.
He was actually dropped on a mate of mine's doorstep as a pup, and he's worked out to be good to work the dogs with. You know, he can. I mean, most Kelpies do 80 kilometres a day on a farm, so you know they can work 5, 6, 7 dogs, no problem at all.
Where does the passion come from for you for greyhound racing?
I enjoy the solitude of it. You know, I get up every morning, I spend 2 or 3 hours clearing my mind and working my dogs, and unlike children, they don't back answer you. So, yeah, I just enjoy the solitude of it, to be honest.